the system, and those treatment plants can handle it a lot better. Earlier this year, we thought, you know what, we haven't done enough in Oakland. So we went back to our Oakland FedEx Express facility, and you talked about things that were in the DNA of UNCF. Well, innovation is one of the things that's truly in the DNA of FedEx. And so we launched a solid oxide fuel cell generator in February of this year. The way that works is really unique, and it comes out of some work that was done in NASA, and our partner there is Bloom Energy. But the way it works is that it has at its core a ceramic solid core, and the system runs at about 800 degrees. You can see those 5 boxes in the background of this photo. Each one of them is a fuel cell, and each one of them is about 100 kilowatts. So it's a scalable system that I don't want to forget to mention that. But the way it works is at about 800 degrees, the ceramic core pretty much acts like an electrode. So you have some fossil fuel running on one side of it. In our case, we're running natural gas, but it could be methane, it could be ethanol, it could be it's fuel flexible as long as it's a fossil fuel. It runs on one side of it, it attracts oxygen to the other side, and so as it transfers or pulls that ion to the other side, there's this electrochemical reaction that occurs that produces energy. So we get clean power. In this case, we're getting 500 kilowatts of clean power with no combustion. And the thing that made it very attractive to us, not only is it scalable, but what makes it attractive also, even at this facility where we still have the solar system operating, is that it's 100% deliverable. So unlike solar systems that are intermittent in what they provide in terms of power, a fuel cell is providing you 100% of whatever you spec it out to be at all times. So it is providing the complete base load of electrical power demand for this facility. So it reduces our carbon emissions by 30% compared to what is really a pretty clean electrical grid in California as compared to the rest of the country. So even from that, we have a reduction of 30%, but it's providing that clean power 100% of the time. And so at this facility, nearly 50% of the energy demand at what is a very active hub for us is powered from clean sources. And again, I don't want to forget to mention that 20% of that was subsidized by California, and we still were able to capitalize on a 30% tax credit. I mean, those are just not insignificant numbers, so I don't want to forget to mention that. Finally, I just want to say we're not glossing over all of the other kind of water demand and lighting retrofit type of work either. We've done all the motion detectors and in the stairwells and in our conference rooms, and we've worked with our employees on changing their behaviors, turning their monitors off at night, even smaller things that you may not think of, and that is encouraging them to take the stairs, obviously, instead of elevators. But some of the things you may not think of is when you walk into a building, a lot of people tend to hit that handicap button. The door flies open. It's very convenient for you. You may have a lot of packages or something in your hand, so you may need to do it sometimes. But most of the time, people just do it out of habit. Well, it leaves those doors open an unnecessarily long period of time, and it makes your HVAC work harder. So even things like that, and change in terms of changing employee behavior, we've delved into those areas as well. And in fact, you can see, and this is our world headquarters, the FedEx Express world headquarters, and you can see a lot of tree life and plant life there. This facility is an arboretum. We have upwards of 30 different types of tree species at this location. The only reason why it's not a certified arboretum is that it's not publicly accessible. But we're not limited in our thinking in what we need to do in terms of green building and clean technologies. So I'll stop there, but again, you can follow us on our blog and on Twitter and Facebook, and we certainly would encourage you to look at our Global Citizenship Report as well.
Thank you very much. And now to hear from our student representative for all too brief a period.
I just want all of you to recognize that I hold your food in my hands, because after me is the reception, but I'm going to be incredibly brief. I'm a student, currently a senior at Howard University. I also want to mention Tony Anderson, Nia Robinson, and Marquise Lonnie. There's a lot of students here, about 35 of us, a lot of them from the AU Center, and a lot of them from HBCUs. And we all work together, and we have a very specific focus, and that's that as students and as young people, it is our responsibility to push forward. Any movement of change has always been started by students and young people. It's never been like the 96-year-old guy who's about to die who starts a revolution. You know, it was young people. And for us, the green movement is a revolution. It's something new, and we have to push forward. It's incredibly important. So for us, it's recognizing what our responsibility is to ourselves and to our community. And it's about giving back and understanding what our role is. As students at colleges and universities, we recognize that we're in a very distinct position because we're basically in between. We've left high school, we've left the younger years where we're not responsible for anything, and we're stepping into a place where we're responsible for everything that we do. So becoming responsible socially by ourselves actively in our lives, I know for me, at one point our university did not have recycling on campus. So myself and friends of mine would have boxes upon boxes in our rooms of bottles, of cans, of things that were recyclable because our university wouldn't cooperate. And we were like, this is not optional, we are going to do it. We will upset you until you come on board. And they have come on board. We did have to protest. We staged a protest in front of our administration building, and we've gotten our universities to get on board. And that's our job, and that's what we're doing, and that's what our student focus is. It's about understanding where we are, who we are, whose we are, and what we need to do. Because it's very strategic for us, and it's very important for us because we're in a position that has never been had before. So we're doing something different, doing something new, and trying to do it better and more efficient.
Much to all of our panelists and to the audience, and let's go eat.